welcome and thank you for joining us here today as we celebrate the mission to remember the fallen, honor those that serve and their families, and teach the next generation the value of freedom. We ask that to start the event, you all please join me in a moment of silence to remember the fallen, the prisoners of war, those missing in action, and honor those who have served and are serving this great nation's armed services. So we'll pause for 5 seconds. Thank you. So thank you for all joining us here today. This year across the country at more than 3,400 participating locations. Like this one, there are millions of Americans gathering safely as one nation to remember, honor, and teach. We're all proud to be Americans that live in a free society made up of many people from many walks of life. The freedoms we enjoy today have not come without a price. Lying here before us and in cemeteries throughout this nation are men and women who gave their lives so that we can live in freedom and without fear. We can worship as we see fit. We can raise our children to believe as we do. We are free to vote for the leaders of our choosing. And we have the right to succeed, and we have the right to fail at whatever endeavor we wish to pursue. The United States of America was founded on ideals of freedom, justice, and equality. Our nation stands as a shining beacon of liberty and freedom to the world. We thank those who gave their lives to keep us free, and we shall not forget you. We shall remember. Today, more than ever, we reflect on our nation's veterans and active duty service members who have had and continue to fight to protect the innocent and oppressed. This nation has always been the first to stand up for the freedom of people from around the world. Many of you here today have answered that call and served your country well. For this, we say thank you, and we are honored to know you. There are many men and women serving today in all branches of the military, here at home and in places far away, that most of us have never heard of. These men and women are part of the best trained, best equipped force in the world. We honor them and their families for the sacrifices they make each day to keep our country safe from terrorism, hatred, and injustice. This year we've added an additional ceremony wreath to honor the men and women currently serving the U.S. Space Force, along with those veterans who have served in roles helping to secure our national interest in space. Quoting our 40th President, Ronald Reagan, "Freedom is never more than one generation away from extinction. We didn't pass it to our children in the bloodstream. It must be fought for, protected, and handed on them to do the same. Or one day we will spend our sunset years telling our children and children's children what it was once like in the United States where men were free." Today, we show a united front of gratitude and respect across the United States of America as we remember the fallen, honor those who serve and their families, and teach the next generation the value of freedom. You want to play To the Colors? Yeah. What's that? All right, we're going to play To the Colors. So if you are not a military member, just stand, put your hand over your heart. If you are a military member, you can salute or put your hand over your heart in civilian clothing. All right, now Bob Klinkerman will lay a veterans wreath in the memory of those who served and are serving in the United States Army. Now, James Thompson will lay a veterans wreath in memory of those who served and are serving the United States Marine Corps. Now, Rod Gearhart will lay a veterans wreath in memory of those who served and are serving in the United States Navy. Now, Ron Tomlin will lay a veterans wreath in memory of those who served and are serving in the United States Air Force. Now, Kirk Seville will lay a veterans wreath in honor of those who are serving in the United States Space Force. Now, Tom Polito will lay a veterans wreath in memory of those who served and are serving in the United States Coast Guard. Now, Ed Vila will lay a veterans wreath in the memory of those who served and are serving United States Merchant Marines. Now, Jim Ridgewell will lay a veterans wreath in honor of the 93,129 United States servicemen from all branches of the service whose last known status was either prisoners of war or missing in action. These individuals have never returned to their families and homes. We shall not forget you. We'd also like to acknowledge, though, all the Gold Star and Blue Star families, first responders, and we would like to recognize all those groups as well. We encourage every volunteer here today who places a wreath on a veteran's grave to say that veteran's name aloud. Excuse me. And take a moment to thank them for their service to our country. It's a small act that goes a long way toward keeping the memory of our veterans alive. Remember, we are not here today to decorate graves. We are here to remember not their deaths, but their lives. Each wreath is a gift of appreciation from a grateful America. These live balsam fir wreaths symbolize our honor to those who have served and are serving in the armed forces of our great nation, and to their families who endure sacrifices every day on our behalf. To our children, we want you to understand that the freedoms you enjoy today have not been free, but have come with a cost that someday you may have to pay yourself. As a nation standing together, we can defeat terrorism, hatred, and injustice. Thanks to our veterans, we have the freedom to do just that. Okay. At the conclusion, we are going to play taps. Okay?
Cool.
Detail attention. Order. Again, I would like to say thank you all for coming. I know it's cold out here, but I appreciate it. Thank you very much from the Charles E. McFarland, American Legion Post number 9, American Auxiliary. We appreciate your attendance today and what this really means for our veterans. So, with that being said, when you place a wreath on a headstone, if that headstone is vertical, such as this box, you place the wreath where the bow is up. If that headstone is horizontal with a plaque such as this, you place the wreath at the foot of it with the bow up and say that veteran's name. If they are of a Jewish, Muslim, atheist religion, we do not place a wreath there. Fair enough? So, Angela went out and they scattered the boxes throughout the cemetery. There's 9 to a box. So please stay warm and put the wreaths out, and we greatly appreciate it. Thank you again for coming. That's all I have. Thank you.
For the American Legion Post number 9 and Auxiliary and the people of Southeast Colorado, I'm Adrian Hart with your Southeast Colorado News.